Well, I started on this windshield. What I'm going to do is I've got my frame I built here. I marked it out on the box and then added 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I should still have about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to stick the frame up here. The way I've got this thing set is this back half here, it's facing the front of the cars away from me, so I'm going to be able to put the frame in from the inside, and then I'll cut this cardboard out and get it where it'll fit this frame I welded. I got this put in from the inside. You can see we got a little crack right there, and real tight right here at the bottom. Just across the top's pretty good, and it looks like I got a little gap over there, and you can see right there on the bottom it's pretty tight, and I got like a 1/4 of an inch gap here in the middle. I was gonna just screw this down, which I can do, but that's pretty high. It's good right here in the corner and right at the corner, but I need to do a little work on this metal frame. I would say my top's good, and the 2 lower corners need to be ground off into the metal there, and or the side of the windshield frame needs to be trimmed right there in the corner. Pretty much the same thing over there. Fit pretty good. Just a little grinding on the corners and some of the filing off the Mondo. Looks like I got a good gap here, but I've got a big gap between the dash and that windshield frame. Over there, that's all good. Easy to pull. Didn't barely put any pressure on it. Yeah, we still got quite a bit over there. Looks like I might be able to file a little more right out of that corner. See if I can lower that down. I'd rather not cut that in 2 if I don't have to. Well, I made me a template. I worked on these corners a little bit. I got the frame where it goes in pretty good, without any real trouble. It's all straight inside, and I put this cardboard template in it. It's fitting pretty good. The inside of it, whether I should cut this in here. I'm not sure. I can see just a little bit of, I marked the inside of the window and then another 1/4 inch. You can see it's up kind of high. And of course I have to get it where I can put it in on one side. Anyway, enough blah blah. I'll have to do a little thinking, and I'll bring you back on what I'm going to do with this. Alright, I got my Lexan marked here. I had to make a little extra mark in this, about 1/4 of an inch bigger than the frame. I've got 2 sides here square, and this is just going to match the frame, so I'm going to go ahead. Well, that's cut out. I actually just used a little jigsaw, saber saw, whatever. Took my time and was very careful, and got it cut out good. Now I'll try to put this in the frame and see what I can do about it. Well, there's a window in. It's you can see it vibrate there a little, just a little loose. Got it tight up here on top. This side over here on the driver's side, see, it's kind of floppy, but I've got this frame in almost exactly where it's supposed to go. It's not tight in very many places, so it won't bend the window when I go to put it in. This side here is out a little, but you can see in the middle there it's loose all the way over to that corner, and we're fitting into the frame good. Looks like I might have a little bit right up in there on top I might need to take out, because I want this to set in without any pressure at all. Might have a little here on the bottom, right in this area. Maybe a ½ an inch right there needs to be trimmed just a little. But it's real close. Once I can get it to where it's setting in there, it'll land up against it flush. I could glue it in like this, but I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually moving and creating a bend in it, and I don't want that. Looks like we've got a pretty successful deal putting this in. Now, I wish my silicone would get here. I could finish this up today, but we'll just press on and do what we can. Well, this took a little doing. I had it in and out quite a few times, but if you can see there, it's I don't know if you can see, but I can see it's pretty much moving across the whole windshield. 95% loose. Over here, this is still not quite. No, I'm moving this in. Oh, 3/8 of an inch or something, and it is creating just a little bit of pressure there, but basically this windshield's sitting in here loose, and I've got it pretty much lined up with the inside of the window here, window frame. I tried to make this stuff straight, but it don't look like I succeeded. Looks like this needs to come out about here. So my inside might be a little off. I'll play with it some more, and I've got most of this gap out of the middle, and quite a bit on each side. Down here at the bottom, there's like 1/8 of an inch here, and a little more than 1/8 there. Looks like I've got a screw holding it up right here. Yeah, well, not really, but that's pretty good. Everything is more or less sitting in the car freely. I may just put a level on here and set my windshield level on both sides. Yeah, it looks like it's tilted in there. But thing is the glass is setting in it loosely. So I think that's about as good as I can get it. Now I'll try to set this metal in here where it needs to go the best I can. Over here on the driver's side, I ordered another little bracket or a cover. It's got a couple bad bolt holes in it, but it's going to cover this up real nice. I'll have to modify that a little bit. I was surprised I was able to find the one I needed. Both bolt holes are broke out, but I can fix that. I like my rubber stuff come. I don't know what you call it, Silkaflex or something like that. Let's see if I can turn this around. Anyway, I'll show you later. And I managed to get it into the frame good. All the way around here I didn't get too extra much. Looks like a lot of it came through this bottom. Just kind of wiping it off a little. I got it all the way around on the flat side, and I got my glass here. I got the protective cover pulled off of it about an inch around, so I'm hoping this is gonna lay in here and I didn't get so much that it squishes out all over the place. Well, that turned out good. I got it sealed good. I was able to get the glass into the frame and pressed it down good all the way around. And then I got the frame up into the car. I had quite a bit right here in the front. I don't know how well you can see that, it's all black, but I had like 3/8 of an inch between the glass and the edge of the frame. I've got this frame set right at the corner on both of them, both corners. I've got this straight with the inside of the frame. Now I did put these vertical with a bubble level, so they're probably not perfect. But this glass was a little shy right in the bottom, and so I squirted quite a bit of that rubber stuff on it. The instructions say to have it 75-80 degrees. I heated it up, but by the time I got done, it's cold here in the shop. And man, you gotta really put some force on it to squeeze it out of that tube. So I don't know how well this is gonna come off this plexiglass. It's pretty straight. I did do a pretty good job on here. I put it on with my finger in a glove. If I have to, look like I might Need a little touch up right there in the middle. I'll put another thin coat on it and just smooth it out. But I'm good all the way around. And before I could tap the glass and I could see it move. It's not moving at all right now. Maybe just a little tiny bit. But this metal is not really screwed in or anything. It's just kind of put in there. So I'll need to figure out some way of putting a couple little brackets. What I should have done was weld it yesterday. I didn't. I just didn't feel like doing it. But I'll put 4 or 5 screws here in the bottom. And I think, you know, I can probably drill and tap this metal to put a bracket on it. I may just put one up in the corner, weld it on, and just cover my glass real good and just make little tack welds. And I'll probably ought to get some kind of a rubber seal or something to go around the outside. Anyway, that'll be a project for another day. But for now, the glass is in. I didn't really get this black stuff everywhere. I used about 1 full tube here. I might have a little left, but it's in and straight and flat. I mean, I could pull the plastic off of it, but I want to leave that on until I quit putting it in, taking it out, and drilling and welding around it. But that's real good. I'm really pleased that it's not flexing at all. Before I'd tap it and it'd wiggle around. Of course, it didn't have anything in it. And this rubber's still soft when it hardens up, and I can tell by looking at it here on my fingers how it's hardening. It's going to be a hard rubber, so it's not going to be just a soft tacky seal. It'll be good hard stuff, and that's all it really has to do is keep that windshield from vibrating with the car running. And it's glued all the way around in a steel frame, so I think that'll be good. Anyway, guys, I'll try to edit this up into a little video for you. Thanks for watching, sure appreciate it. Tell a friend. I started making some shorts, and you know, I'm getting like 80,000 views now instead of a few hundred. But I know you guys like to watch a little more long content, and as I go through and solve the problems that I'm getting here, I'll show you one more thing before we go. And here's some door handles I got. Now they're not gonna really fit in here because I've got my bear claw latch, but I can sort of give you an idea by putting them in crooked. Maybe. See, they'll go in there like that. I'll have to cut it down. And these are locking door handles. They should look pretty nice. Anyway, that's going to be a project to get that in. I may just drill some more holes and put them up here a couple inches. I got to make all the bracketry inside anyway, so That'll be a day's project at least, but I'd like to be able to get these door handles on and get the latches working. I think they'll be just fine.